Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our online store. So in this video I'm going to talk about some of the figures that are coming out in February 2018. As always, we will focus predominantly on Banpresto figures, so by no means is it a complete list of every figure that's coming out in Japan in February 2018. Before I dig into things, I actually want to say a very big thank you to everybody for supporting this channel. We actually hit 1,000 subscribers, which I know in today's talk it's a very small number on YouTube when people have literally millions or tens of millions of subscribers, but we're very thankful for that. We're very thank you for each and every one of you who not just subscribes to the channel but also just watches it, watches our videos, leaves comments, obviously purchase from our stores, all those sort of things. We really appreciate your support. Yeah, I thought it was a good opportunity to say that since we did actually hit the 1,000 mark. If you haven't subscribed already, of course, you can subscribe by hitting the subscribe button below. And as always, with YouTube, it's free, so you've got nothing to lose, right? So let's have a look at some of the figures for February 2018. I'm going to start with this figure, which actually, as the time of this video is has just come out, so we'll be getting these out to people who pre-ordered. This is actually a new figure line. It's called the BW. Let me get this right. BWFC, the Banpresto World Figure Coliseum, and it's basically replacing the S Cultures line. So the Dragon Ball S Cultures line had 7 series. It was also known as the Tenkaichi Budokai series. The One Piece line had 6 series over 6 years, and it was also known as the Zorkeo series. So that's been replaced with the Banpresto World Figure Coliseum. Basically, the only difference is this line of figures actually has sculptors from outside of Japan. So at least for this year or this series, half of the sculptors were from Japan, half of the sculptors were from outside of Japan. They come up with like a prototype figure. People vote for which one they like best, and the winner gets, I think, a cash prize and obviously just pride and glory and all the rest of it. So there were some interesting figures actually that came out. So for Dragon Ball, we've got Super Saiyan Goku, Wukong Goku from Journey to the West, which of course Dragon Ball was originally based on. Frieza, Cell, Super Saiyan Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, and Super Saiyan Trunks from Dragon Ball Super. For One Piece, we have Zoro, Shanks, Dracula Mihawk, Nami, Shirohoshi, and Luffy. Nearly forgot it, Luffy. So there you go. So this is the Goku, and it's kind of an unwritten rule that every series has at least one Goku figure. This, of course, has him in his iconic Kamehameha pose. This is what the box art actually looks like. You can see that there's a lot of great detail. His clothes are all sort of tattered and torn. So the actual mold itself, I think, looks absolutely amazing. I do admit, though, the figure looks a little bit strange from certain angles. Like there, it looks, I don't know, to me it looks a little bit strange. He looks very thin if you look at him from sort of side on. But overall, you can see just amazing detail and texture. Even the bottom of the feet there, you can see the lines there. This is just a prototype. So the actual finished figure has a black plastic stand. If you've bought figures from the S Cultures line, you'll know exactly what it is. So that looks very cool. With Goku. I'd probably still say I like the S Cultures 5 Goku better, but that's a really expensive figure now, and so this is a good chance to get another great Super Saiyan Goku figure at a good price, because it's just been released and it's not going to get any cheaper. So that is the Super Saiyan Goku, and as I said, just came out, so if you've pre-ordered it from us, it is on its way to you. Moving on is the Super Saiyan Trunks. Now, I think this one actually won the voting for the best figure. I think won for the fans was voted best, and then maybe like Banpresto voted another one the best. I don't remember exactly, but I think this one actually won. I myself, my favorite character is Trunks, so I'm absolutely stoked about this figure. It looks amazing. I haven't really had a great Super Saiyan. Well, we had the Master Stars Peace figure, but yeah, my favorite one in my collection is the Legend of Saiyan Trunks. But he's not in a dramatic pose, so this one looks absolutely amazing. I think this scene is when he's attacking Android 18, just after they leave the Dr. Giro's lab, and Android 18 defends herself and it chinks the sword. I don't think it's when he slices Frieza, because that's when he's actually got the sword above his head. But who knows? Maybe it's not actually depicting any particular scene. Because I don't know, does he have tattered clothes when he attacks Android 18? Maybe not. So I'm not sure, to be honest, exactly when. But this looks really cool. Of course, we got a great Trunks from S Culture's 4. But that wasn't Super Saiyan form, and unfortunately they actually used the manga coloring of his jumper, which is a sort of turquoise light blue. But they've gone with the anime coloring here, dark blue. The coloring, the sculpt, everything looks absolutely amazing. So that is, it was also the most popular for us in terms of pre-orders as well. So that's going to be a big release. That's coming out later on in February. Sorry, I should have been going through these images as I was talking. So you can see there, looks really, really cool. Like, look at the detail on that. Seriously. It's just incredible. Now the stand shows clear, but it'll probably be black. Yeah, so the finished product will probably be black. So there's a look of the actual figure. So it looks very, very cool. Moving on is the Super Saiyan God Goku Fez. So the Fez, to say festival in Japanese, they say Fez. That's why it's known as Fez. And this actually already was released, so they're actually re-releasing this one with the next figure that I'm about to show you. But actually, even though this was released a couple of months ago in Japan, you basically can't get it. It's like it was just really well received. These are actually like MSP figures. They're very big, they're very chunky, and of course they're actually in action poses. So it's pretty cool that they've pulled that off. So a great chance for you, or another chance to actually get this figure if you missed out on it the first time. So that's the Super Saiyan God Goku Fez that I'm about to show you. So this is obviously Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Interesting they included this in the Goku line, because technically it's not Goku, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the Rose Goku Black figures always sell pretty well. So that's coming out again later on in February. So it'd be pretty cool actually to get all the figures from this line. You've got like Child Goku, you've got Kaioken Goku, Normal Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and line them all up. That'd be pretty cool. So this is the Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black Grandista. This is going to be a big release, both physically because it's a large figure, and also in terms of orders. We had heaps of people who have pre-ordered this. 28 centimeters, as you can see, so over 10 inches tall. This of course goes with the Super Saiyan Goku Grandista and the Super Saiyan Majin Vegeta Grandista. If you've seen these figures in person, the pictures just don't do them justice. They are amazing figures. And we've also got a Bardock that's been announced that's coming out, I think, in April from memory. So yeah, very cool figure. I love the box art as well. This is like an MSP line on steroids, actually. It's a pretty cool line. You can see even the detail in the hand. You got the ring as well. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people who have pre-ordered this and are anticipating its release. I like how the hair actually looks a bit shiny as well. So that's the what do they call this? Yeah, Super Saiyan Rose. So the Shenron Creator. This actually hasn't sold that well, to be honest, but I think it looks amazing. There was a very cool Figure Arts Shenron that was released late last year, but of course with all Figure Arts figures, very, 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 very expensive. But this is a great chance, I think, to get a good Shenron figure at a good price, because the creator line usually isn't very expensive. And the fact that you get the clouds and the Dragon Balls as well just looks amazing. So if you, I mean, I think you just gotta get a Shenron figure in your collection. The one I have is the Dragon Ball Mega, WCF Mega, which is a bit more of a sort of cartoony version of Shenron. But this is definitely more of a realistic one. It does come in two versions. This one is the rarer version, so we only sell that on special request. But that's actually an interesting one to see, because you can actually appreciate the detail in the actual sculpt. It looks amazing, and the Dragon Balls do come with the figure. I know with the WCF Shenron, you actually had to get the Dragon Balls separate, and the Dragon Balls were actually really rare and expensive, but they do actually come with it. So you can just see there the detail. Nice that they've used clear stands to support it and not colored ones. So there's another look at the B version. Even look at the whiskers. I don't know, what do you call them? Whiskers. It just looks amazing. It really, I don't know, just to me it looks amazing. So moving on to One Piece. So this is the BWFC that I was talking about, the Banpresto World Figure Coliseum. This is the Shanks. Very cool figure, actually. I like how they did the cape. They've got his sword as well. They've kind of got this almost like a Dracula type collar going. But yeah, very cool looking figure. Shanks usually doesn't sell that well because he hasn't had a lot of airtime in the series, but we have actually sold quite a few of these on pre-order. There's a bit of a look at the stand, obviously, that he's going to sit on. It will come in two versions, yes, so there's going to be a grayed out version. Some people ask, why does Banpresto release those grayed versions? I think the reason is because a lot of people do custom repaints. So rather than repaint perfectly good figures, they just release them as just plain, grey figures. But it is kind of annoying. So there's in terms of, for us, like in terms of a stock management point of view. But there's a quick look at some of the other figures that are coming out in. Well, actually, all of the other figures are coming out in this line. So that's the Shanks. This actually, I'll skip ahead to the Zoro, because the Zoro actually has just come out as well. It's released the same day as the Goku. So yeah, this is this actually won. This was actually voted as the best figure that came, or the best sculpt, which is the Zoro, and frankly I agree with that. I think it also is the best. Very, very cool looking figure. Look at the veins. I mean, just looks great. So yeah, now that again, the base isn't actually wooden. It's on like a black sort of plastic stand. You've got his swords as well, the scabbards. The coloring looks great. The sculpt looks great. Sold a lot of these on pre-order as well. So actually, it was the best-selling one pre-orders as well. So it was not only voted the best, but in terms of sales, it's also turned out to be the best as well, which I have to say I'm not particularly surprised at, because it is an absolutely amazing figure. So again, if you've pre-ordered this from us, it is on its way. We always try and get them out as quickly as possible, because we know you guys are just waiting to get them. So Shonen Jump 50th anniversary. So 2017 was the 50th anniversary of Shonen Jump, which is the weekly manga publication that has shown a lot of the series that you guys love. This is the Prince of Tennis Ryoma Echizen. So yeah, not many figures have actually come out of this line. So if you are a fan of this series, definitely a good chance to get your hands on these. This one's actually a bit smaller than some of the other figures that have come out in this line. You can see there it's 17 centimeters, which is what, about 7 inches, I think, in the imperial scale, something like that. And they depict from the cover. So that was the cover of the Shonen Jump that the figure is actually based on. This is the Q Posket Frozen Anna figure. A lot of I mean, the Q Poskets have actually always sell very well. A lot of people like to collect them. There are, of course, two with the two main characters from the series, which is Princess Elsa, I believe, is her name. That movie was just, I don't know about overseas necessarily, but in Japan it was absolutely crazy. Like, people just loved it. The song, like a lot of people, probably started to drive me crazy because you just kept hearing it. But yeah, very cool sort of cartoony Disney princess type figure. I think Princess Elsa's coming out in March, I think. Then we have the Dai Dragon Quest Shonen Jump 50th anniversary. Again, 17 centimeters. Very, very popular figure. We have sold a lot of these on pre-order. In fact, I think this has actually been the best-selling figure from the Shonen Jump 50th anniversary line, and there have been a lot of figures released in it. So, a lot of love for this particular figure and series. Yeah, it's still available for pre-order. So if you haven't got it yet, get it. Some of the Shonen Jump 50th anniversary ones, even in Japan, become very collectible because some of these figure lines, just like Prince of Tennis, they haven't had many figures, and so people aren't spoiled for choice. Like, you might have a great Goku figure, but there's heaps of Goku figures that have been released over the years. But for some of these lines, there's been very few releases over the years, and so people just snap them up, and they become very collectible very quickly. Last one I'm going to show today is the Q Posket Wonder Woman. So yeah, this is obviously a Marvel slant on it. Usually the Q Posket is for like Disney princesses and things, but this is obviously something a little bit different. Two versions as always, although they do look almost identical. The B version is a little bit lighter in color. There's a better look at the comparison. But yeah, if you're a fan of Wonder Woman, obviously there's something a bit different for you. I did actually forget to show one figure, which is the Nami in kimono dress, which is like the sort of traditional type Japanese dress. Comes in two versions, which is the red version and the green version. So there's an A and B version. Don't know why I forgot to prepare it for this video, but if you go to our store, you can see that one. That was also just released, and as always, the links are in the description below. So which figure have you pre-ordered? Which one do you like from this video? I have to say, for me, I can't go past this Trunks. I think for me is my favorite release of February 2018, but that Zoro is also pretty cool. So as always, thanks for watching. Thanks again for 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video.